is a destination. GST is a destination-based tax where the tax is payable in the state where the goods and services are finally consumed. In a particular state, or you can call as union territory, where the tax is goods are finally consumed, not at the place where goods are either manufactured or the goods are finally sold. No, the goods are wherever, at whichever part it is consumed, or wherever part it is being sent. That particular part we call it as the GST, or that particular part is called as the place or destination of supply. Now, when we see about the legal framework, there are various kind of legal framework for GST. The provision, this is contained in section 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Section 10, it says about the place of supply of goods other than the supply of goods imported or exported from India. It totally says about the supply of goods imported other than, right, supply of goods imported or exported from India. 11 says about place of supply of goods imported into or exported from India. 12, place of supply of services where location of the supplier and recipient is in India. 13, place of supply of services where location of supplier, location of recipient is outside India. 14, special provision for payment of tax by supplier of online information and database access or retrieval services. Okay, so these are the provisions which help us to find out their destination of supply as well as the place where we are supplying that particular thing. Because when you know about the place of supply, then you will come to know which particular tax is applicable, whether the state GST is applicable, UT GST is applicable, or what type of tax is applicable in that particular place. That will come to know if you know the place of supply. Okay, let us see one chart here. As we have already studied this, location of the supplier is Kerala, while the place of supplier is Bihar. Whether location of supplier and the place of supplier are in the same state, Kerala is other state and Bihar is other state. No, it is not in the same state. In that case, intrastate or interstate, it is IGST is applicable. You don't have to pay a CGST, or you don't have to pay uh, or SGST. There is one tax applicable between different states is called as IGST. Pondicherry and Pondicherry, both are Pondicherry, right? Place is also, place of supply is also Pondicherry. Location is also Pondicherry. So are they belong to the same state or union territory? Yes. In that case, intrastate, that is CGST and Pondicherry GST, right? GST of Pondicherry is applicable. They have their own state legislative. Chandigarh and Chandigarh, yes. Now here you see, are they both in the same union territory? Yes. So here it is intrastate. So the transaction we call it as intrastate. But here Chandigarh doesn't have their own Chandigarh GST. So there will be CGST plus there will be UT GST. Chandigarh and Punjab. So are they belong for the same state? No. So there will be IGST, right? There will be IGST. Chandigarh and Daman and Diu, are they belong in same union territory? No. In that case, IGST. Okay. Next, Goa and Goa, are they belong in the same state? No. Yes. In that case, intrastate. So CGST and Goa GST. Karnataka, SCZ and Karnataka, non-SCZ. So this is a special case. In that case, interstate, right? Interstate transaction is applicable. Okay, so these are few of the examples we can find out. Now, when we know about this, the next thing is to know about the type of supply. Under GST law, have integrated the goods and services under a common name called as supply. And considering the need of the given chapter, the supply means may be divided into two, namely basis, on the basis of geographical basis and purpose of recipient, right? The type of supply is divided into geographical basis and the purpose of the recipient. Okay, let us start with the first. As we can see here, this chart. Geographical basis. Under geographical basis, the type of the supply are domestic supply and cross-border supply. And under purpose of recipient, the supply is B2B supply and B2C supply. Okay, let us go to the first part, geographical basis. Under geographical boundaries of a country are very important in determining the type of tax liability. Under GST also the place of recipient and the place of supplier play a very significant role deciding the type of supply. So who is supplying the goods, his place, and to whom the goods are supplied, his place will play a very important role. So on such basis, there can be the following two types of supplies: domestic supplies and cross-border supplies. So domestic supplies are within the country. It refers to the supply or transactions where the supplier and recipient of the supply both are located in India, though they are in different states, but they are located in India. Such kind of supply is called as domestic supply. While the other type of supply is cross-border supply. This is generally either import of services or it is either export of services. The supplier, either he is staying outside India or the recipient he is staying outside India. In those cases, we call that kind of supply is called as cross-border supply. Section 11 deals with the statutory provision for determining the place of supply of goods, while Section 13 deals with the statutory provision for determining the place of supply of services. All right, they have a different section for goods as well as for services. Next is provision purpose of recipient. Now the type of supply is classified according to the purpose of recipient. How for what purpose he require? Business to business supply, it is commonly abbreviated as B2B supply. Under this type of supply, both the supplier and the recipient are businesses. It means the supplies are used by the recipient in the course of furtherance of the business. The tax paid by the recipient shall be available as input tax credit. Right, whatever tax the business is paying, it will be called as input tax credit. In an event management company hires the services of a catering or caterers in the course of furtherance of the business, then it is a B2B supply. While if you see business to consumer supply is also one kind, it is commonly abbreviated as B2C. Under this type of supply, the recipient is the final consumer. In other words, is a transaction between a business and a consumer. Okay, there is a transaction between a business and a consumer. According to number of credit of input tax is allowed to the consumer. Suppose Sharma hires services of caterer on the occasion of marriage of his daughter. In this case, the recipient is the end user. No question arises about the availability of input tax because the Sharma, he is hiring the services of the caterers only during the marriage itself. Right, if there is a hotel which is hiring the services of the caterer or event management company continuously, they are involved here. So here business to business supply will happen. But if any person is taking the help or services of the caterers, that is only during a particular occasion. Okay, so no question arise about availability of ITC to Sharma in this type of supply. This is called as business to consumers kind of supply. Okay, this is the difference. Now let us go for the important part of this chapter, that is place of supply of domestic transactions involving goods. When you supply goods in the domestic area within the country, so what are the things related to that? Okay, first is supply involving movement of goods. When there is a movement of goods, physically the goods will move from one place to another place. Where the supply involves movement of goods, whether by the supplier or the recipient or by any other person, the place of supply of such goods shall be located or location of the goods at the time at which the movement of goods terminates for the delivery to the recipient. Okay, so let us see one illustration to understand this first type of place of supply of domestic transaction. In the first case here, Mr. X of Delhi and Mr. Y of Bangalore, right, entered into an agreement to supply the goods to Mr. Y at Bangalore. All right, the goods are in Delhi, from where they will move to Bangalore. Here, the place of supply is Bangalore. Understood? That means the recipient is staying in Bangalore, right? While the person, the supplier, is staying in Delhi. Ultimately, the goods are supplied. Ultimately, the goods are supplied to the recipient at Bangalore. So the place of supply is Bangalore. Okay, let us see some cases. Case number 1. Supplier moves the goods from place of manufacture to the desired place of destination as conveyed by the buyer. What supplier has did? He has moved the goods. He has transferred the goods from the place of manufacturing to the desired place of destination as conveyed by the buyer. Okay. Location of the supplier in the first case is Himachal Pradesh. Place where movement of the goods terminated, Himachal Pradesh. Place of supply is also Himachal Pradesh. Okay, in this first case, the important thing what we need to see is the place where movement of the goods terminated. Wherever the movement of the goods is terminated, that particular place is called as the place of supply. Okay, in the first case, you can see it is Himachal Pradesh. So if it is Himachal Pradesh, the type of tax applicable is, first of all, intrastate, because Himachal Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh both are under the sale happens to be between the same state. So CGST and SGST are applicable. Okay, let us go for the second case. Himachal Pradesh, Haryana. So the location of the supplier is in Himachal Pradesh. Place where movement of the goods terminated is Haryana, while the place of supply is Haryana. Okay, so now see, we need to compare where place of the movement of the goods and location of the supplier. When we compare it, we'll come to know that it is interstate supply. So if it is an interstate supply, directly we need to pay IGST payable at Himachal Pradesh, right? IGST we need to pay at particularly at Himachal Pradesh. Okay, next is recipient took the goods X factory from the premises of the supplier and moved them to the desired place. Okay, so the location of the supplier is Chandigarh, while the recipient, he took the goods, right? So everything like place where the movement of the goods terminated, that is also Chandigarh, and place of supply is also Chandigarh. Now all things are in Chandigarh. That means that is intrastate, right? CGST and SGST at Chandigarh it is applicable, right? CGST is applicable plus UTGST is applicable because Chandigarh, they don't have their own state legislative of GST, so their UTGST is applicable. Similarly, in the same case, the goods are supplied from Chandigarh to Uttar Pradesh, right? Chandigarh location of the supply is there. Place where movement of the goods terminated, means movements of the good has ended, it is Uttar Pradesh, and the place of supply is also Uttar Pradesh. Now, if you see in this particular case, it is interstate supply, right? In Chandigarh, actually supplier is there, but the goods are being moved from Chandigarh to Uttar Pradesh. There are other states. Chandigarh is one separate state, while Uttar Pradesh is also a separate state. There is interstate IGST payable at the place of supply, that is supplier, that is Chandigarh. Okay, so this is according to the first cause, that is supply involving movement of the goods. The movement of the goods has happened. So you need to compare the movement of goods. If it is interstate, then you have to pay IGST. If it is intrastate within the same state, either it will be CGST and SGST or CGST or UTGST. So that is the task in the first case. Second part is goods delivered on bill to ship model, where the goods are delivered by the supplier to recipient or any other person on direction of the third person. Right. So the recipient has the goods are delivered by the supplier to a recipient as per the direction of the third person. The third person has told us as per his direction, the goods are delivered. In that particular cases, the goods delivered on bill to ship model, we call in a different way, right? In this situation, there are three parties involved. In this particular case, there are three parties involved: the supplier, the recipient, the third party on whose instruction the goods are delivered. Okay, let us see this case. A of Maharashtra supplied goods to B of Delhi, right? A of Maharashtra supplied goods to B of Delhi. When goods started moving, B instructs the supplier, Mr. A, to deliver the goods to Mr. C at Ahmedabad on his behalf. Now, in this example, the place of supply will be Delhi, as per section 10, subsection 1, subsection B of IGST Act 2017. Okay, so the moment when it happens, right, A of Maharashtra supplied goods to B of Delhi, right? So even if it is goods are not supplied at Delhi, or it is not supplied at a particular place, Delhi, it has been moved from Delhi to Ahmedabad, which is in Gujarat. But here the place of supply will be treated as Delhi, right? B of Delhi. Okay, let us go for some of the cases we will see. In first case, the location of the supplier, where the supplier is staying, the supplier is staying in Delhi. Place where goods are received by the recipient, where the recipient has received the goods in Himachal Pradesh. Place of business of the third person on whose instruction goods are supplied to the recipient, right? It is Himachal Pradesh. Place of supply is also Himachal Pradesh. Okay, now let us see. There is dark in color, right? That is place of supply of the third person on whose instruction goods are supplied to the recipient, right? So that we need to give a very important task here. Okay, so if you see that the goods are supplied to some other state, first of all, and when these are supplied to some other state like Himachal Pradesh, then there is interstate kind of taxes applicable. When it is interstate, IGST payable at Delhi, right? IGST is payable at Delhi because Himachal Pradesh, you are supplying to some other state, and when it is some other state, it is interstate transactions. So IGST is applicable. Now let us see about the second case. The location of the supplier is Himachal Pradesh. Place where goods are received by the recipient, right? Received by the recipient, that is Haryana. Actually, the recipient is going to receive the goods at Haryana. Place of business of the third person, right? So the business of the third person is also Himachal Pradesh. So the place of supply, so where you are supplying the goods are supplied to Himachal Pradesh again. Now, if you see again, the principal goods are supplied again in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so here also there is intrastate because the location and the place, if you see, are within the same state, intrastate. So here CGST and SGST is payable at Himachal Pradesh. Third case, the location of the supplier is in Punjab. Place where goods are received by is also Punjab. Place of business of the third person, that is also Punjab. Place of supply is also Punjab. So both the things, when you compare, both are in Punjab. So it is also intrastate. So CGST and SGST are applicable. Let us come to the fourth case. Location of the supplier. Location of the supplier is in Lucknow, right? Lucknow. Place where goods are delivered by the recipient is Chandigarh, right? Place of the business of the third person is Delhi, and place of supply is Delhi. Okay, now you see Lucknow is in Uttar Pradesh, right? Lucknow is in Uttar Pradesh. While Delhi, if you see, it is a separate union territory. When you see about the transaction, what happens between them is interstate. So IGST is applicable and it is paid at Uttar Pradesh, right? IGST is applicable. It is paid at the location of supply, that is Uttar Pradesh. Jaipur is the location of supplier. Place where goods are received by the recipient is Jaipur. Place of the business, right? It is Uttar Pradesh, right? Uttar Pradesh. And place of supply is also Uttar Pradesh. So here also there is interstate supply, right? Because if you see, Jaipur is the location which is in Rajasthan, while Uttar Pradesh is some other state. So interstate payable at Jaipur, that is Rajasthan. Chandigarh is the location of supply. Himachal Pradesh is the place where goods are received. Himachal Pradesh is the same place where is the place of the third person, and Himachal Pradesh is the place of supply. In this case also, Chandigarh is a separate union territory, while Himachal Pradesh is a state. There is a transaction between them is called as interstate. So IGST is payable between in the Chandigarh itself, in the location itself. Remember, on his location itself, the tax is payable. Next is Varanasi, right? The location of supplier is Varanasi. Place where goods are received by the recipient, it is Maharashtra. Place of the business is Shimla. Place of the supply is Shimla. Okay, see, Varanasi, it is some other state. Might be it is Uttar Pradesh, or place where goods are received is Maharashtra. It is nowhere concerned here. But place of business of the third person is Shimla. So Shimla is a different, and Varanasi, they are in the different states. So there is an interstate IGST payable at Varanasi. Okay. Next is supply not involving movement of goods. When there is no movement of goods, where the supply of goods does not involve movement of goods. Here there was a movement of goods, but if there is no movement of goods, what we should do? Let us see that also. X took a building on rent from Mr. Y. He bolted a machinery on the floor of building. After 3 years, he vacated the building but agreed with the landlord to leave behind the machinery for landlord without dismantling it. The supply of machine by the tenant to the landlord does not involve movement of goods, and the place of supply shall be where the machine is fixed, right? So wherever the machine is fixed, where the movement has not happened, that particular thing is called as the principal place of supply. So nothing more than this. So if the supply does not involve movement of goods, the place of the supply is the location of supply. Wherever the place of the supply is there, that particular warehouse, godown, so that becomes a place of supply. Now, supply involving installation or assembly of goods, right? Sometimes you don't do the supply where the goods are assembled or installed at a site. The place of supply shall be the place of such installation or assembly. So here is not the movement, not the third party's instruction, but wherever you are installing or assembling of the goods, that particular place is called as the place of supply. Okay, let us see the example here. A purchases a machine from B where both A and B are in Delhi. The machine, however, needs to be installed in Faridabad, Haryana. The place of supply will be Faridabad because the installation of the machinery is done in Haryana. As the machine is installed in Faridabad, so the location of the supplier Delhi, place of the supplier Haryana, right? Place of the supply is Haryana. So there will be IGST. Location of the supplier we have to compare, plus we need to compare the place of supply. Place of supply will be in this case is Haryana because the installation is done in Haryana. Okay, let us come to some cases here. The location of supply is Delhi, right? Place where goods are installed. The goods we have installed or goods are assembled, it is in Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh. Place of business of recipient, Himachal Pradesh. Place of supply, Himachal Pradesh. Okay, now we need to compare both the things here. The location of the supply, that is Delhi. Place of the supply, right? Place of supply. The place of supply is what here? It is not Himachal Pradesh, right? So the place where installed, that we have to check. That is also Himachal Pradesh. So it is interstate. IGST payable at Delhi. Okay, let us go for the second case. Location of the supplier is Himachal Pradesh. Place where goods are installed, Haryana. Right. So if you compare Himachal Pradesh and Haryana, both are different states. So interstate IGST is payable at Himachal Pradesh. So location of the supplier is Nagpur. Place where goods are installed is Punjab. So there is an interstate here because Nagpur and Punjab are different states. So the Nagpur will be there. Place of the supply is Lucknow. Location of the supply. Place where goods are supplied or installed is Chandigarh. So Lucknow is in UP, while Chandigarh is some other state. Interstate transactions, Uttar Pradesh. So tax is payable at Uttar Pradesh. So location of the supply is Jaipur, while place where goods are installed it is Uttar Pradesh. So interstate payable at Jaipur, Rajasthan, right? So ITGST. Chandigarh is the location of supply. Himachal Pradesh is the place where goods are installed. So Chandigarh and Himachal Pradesh are different places, different states. So interstate is payable at Chandigarh. Varanasi is the location of supply. Place where goods are installed, Varanasi. So both are in same states, Varanasi. So intra-state CGST and SGST payable at Varanasi. Next is goods supplied on board a conveyance. Where the goods are supplied on board or a conveyance, including a vessel, an aircraft, a train, a motor vehicle, the place of such supply will be location at which such goods are taken on board. So it can be a location of such goods which are being taken at some board or which are being given at some board. That particular location is called as the principal place of supply. Okay, let us see the example here. The place of supply of goods supplied on a board or conveyance like aircraft, train, vessel, motors, etc. is the location where the such goods have been taken on board. These goods are sold during the journey on the board or conveyance. Okay, let us see here one example. Mr. Z boarded the train at New Delhi for its destination to Mumbai. So he boarded a train in Delhi and to go to Mumbai, he carried some goods with him for the purpose of sale during the journey. When the train reaches Surat, he sells certain goods. Now, in this case, the place of supply of such goods will be New Delhi, because in between New Delhi and Mumbai, he boarded and then he is selling the goods in Surat. Right? In this case, the place of supply of such goods will be New Delhi, the location at which the goods are taken on board, either a railway, train, vessel, motor car, motor vehicle, etc. Because in between that, you are having a conveyance and you are going to sell the goods. Okay, let us see. Location of the supplier is Delhi. Place where goods are taken on the board is Delhi. Place where the goods are supplied to the passengers during journey is Delhi. Place of supply is Delhi. So everything you see is there in Delhi. So there is an intrastate transactions here. Location of the supplier is Himachal Pradesh. Place where goods are taken on board a conveyance is Punjab. Place where the goods are supplied to the passenger during journey is Himachal Pradesh. Place of supply is Punjab. Okay, see, as we know that we need to see between the location and the board, right? It is location of the supplier is Punjab, while place where goods are taken on board is Punjab, Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. Both are different states. And when they are different state, interstate IGST is payable at Himachal Pradesh, that is location of supply. Location of supplier is Nagpur. Place where goods are taken on board is Rajasthan. So Nagpur is a different state and Rajasthan is itself is a different state. So interstate payable at Nagpur. So at the location of supply, we need to pay an interstate. Location of the supplier is Lucknow. Place where goods are taken on board is Delhi. So here also there is an interstate payable at Lucknow, right? Because both Lucknow and Delhi are from different states and union territories. Location of supplier is Chennai. Place where goods are taken on board is also Chennai. Now location is also same, and place where taken the goods on board is also Chennai. So same states. So intrastate, CGST and SGST payable at Chennai. Location of the supplier is Chandigarh. Place where goods are taken on board is Haryana. So Chandigarh is a union territory while Haryana is a separate state. In that case, there will be an interstate. IGST is payable at Chandigarh. Next is when place of the goods cannot be determined as above. When you are unable to determine the place of the goods. In that case, where the place of the goods cannot be determined, the place of supply shall be determined in such manner as prescribed. Where none of the above provisions are applicable to determine the place of supply of goods, the central government will prescribe rules on recommendation of GST Council regarding the manner of its determination. However, it must be ensured before the taking course of residual provisions that the supply is one which is not already covered by any of the earlier sections. See, in some cases where supply cannot be determined, we are unable to determine the supply of goods. So we need to take a permission from the GST Council, right? GST Council will determine it, and they will tell us that what will be the principal place of supply, right? And after knowing the principal place of supply, we can compare with the location of the supplier, and with the principal place of supply, we can compare it, and then finally we can pay a tax when place of supply cannot be determined in the following above manners, right? Above manners, we can take the help of the GST Council. They will help us, and they will tell us that what will be the principal place of supply, right?